Silence speaks volumes when respect is absent. It's a powerful tool, often overlooked in our noisy world. But make no mistake, your quiet response to disrespect isn't weakness. It's strength in its purest form. Think about it. When someone treats you poorly, your first instinct might be to lash out. To defend yourself loudly, that's natural. We all feel that urge. But I'm here to tell you that there's immense power in choosing a different path. Staying quiet after disrespect isn't about being a doormat. It's not about letting people walk all over you. No, it's about something far more profound. It's about taking control of the situation in a way that many people don't understand. When you choose silence, you're making a statement. You're saying, I won't stoop to your level. I won't let your words or actions dictate my behavior. That, my friends, is true strength. It's the kind of strength that changes lives and shapes destinies. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but if I don't speak up, won't people think I'm weak? Let me tell you something. Real strength isn't about how loud you can shout or how hard you can hit back. Real strength is about self-control. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let your silence do the talking. Think about the great leaders throughout history. The ones who truly made a difference. They weren't always the loudest in the room. They were often the ones who knew the power of a well-timed silence. They understood that sometimes the most impactful response is no response at all. But here's the thing, staying quiet doesn't mean you're passive. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you choose silence, you're actively taking the high road. You're choosing to rise above the negativity. You're deciding to be the bigger person. And let me tell you, that decision is not an easy one. It takes courage. It takes self-discipline. It takes a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. But the rewards, they're immeasurable. You see, when you respond to disrespect with silence, you're not just affecting the moment. You're shaping your future. You're building a character that's resilient, that's dignified, that commands respect without demanding it. Think about it this way. Every time you choose silence over retaliation, you're investing in yourself. You're depositing into your character bank. And those deposits, they compound over time. They grow into something truly remarkable. I'm not saying it's easy. There will be times when every fiber of your being wants to lash out. There will be moments when you feel the words bubbling up inside you, desperate to escape. But I want you to remember this: the temporary satisfaction of a snappy comeback is nothing compared to the lasting power of dignified silence. You might be wondering, but how do I do it? How do I stay quiet when everything inside me is screaming to respond? Well, my friends, that's where the real work begins. That's where you start to tap into the incredible potential that lies within you. First, you need to understand that your worth isn't determined by other people's words or actions. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone fails to see it. Remember that. Tattoo it on your heart if you have to. Because when you truly believe in your own worth, other people's disrespect loses its power over you. Next, you need to practice. Yes, practice. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect is a skill, just like any other. And like any skill, it gets better with practice. Start small. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of honking or yelling, take a deep breath and let it go. When a coworker makes a snide comment, instead of firing back, give them a calm, steady look and walk away. These small moments They're your training ground. They're preparing you for the bigger challenges. Because make no mistake, those bigger challenges will come. There will be times when the disrespect is blatant, when it cuts deep. And in those moments, you'll need to draw on every ounce of strength you've built up. But here's the beautiful thing: each time you choose silence, you're getting stronger. You're building a resilience that nothing can shake. You're developing a peace that no external circumstance can disturb. Let's talk about what happens when you master this skill. Because it's not just about what you're not doing, it's about what you're creating space for. When you choose not to react to disrespect, you're creating space for reflection. You're giving yourself the opportunity to respond rather than react. And in that space, magic happens. You start to see things more clearly. You start to understand that often. The disrespect isn't even about you. It's about the other person's insecurities, their fears, their own inner battles. And when you realize that, it changes everything. Suddenly, you're not just staying quiet, you're extending compassion. You're breaking the cycle of negativity. You're becoming a force for positive change in the world. But it doesn't stop there. Your silence in the face of disrespect doesn't just affect you and the person disrespecting you. It affects everyone who witnesses it. Think about it. In a world where shouting matches and Twitter wars are the norm, your calm silence stands out. It makes people stop and think. It challenges their assumptions about how conflicts should be handled. You become a living, breathing example of a better way. Without saying a word, you're teaching others about dignity, about self-respect, about the power of choosing your reactions. You're showing that it's possible to stand firm without becoming hard, to be strong without being aggressive. And here's something else to consider: your silence gives you the upper hand. When someone disrespects you and you don't react, it often throws them off balance. They're expecting a fight, and you're not giving them one. This can lead to some interesting outcomes. Sometimes the person will realize their mistake and apologize. Other times they'll get flustered and reveal more about their own insecurities. Either way, you remain in control. You're not letting their words or actions dictate your behavior. You're choosing your own path. And that, my friends, is true freedom. I want to be clear about something. Choosing silence doesn't mean you never stand up for yourself. It doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. There are times when you need to speak up, when you need to set boundaries. But even then, the power of silence can work for you. You see, when you've mastered the art of staying quiet after disrespect, when you do choose to speak, your words carry more weight. People listen because they know you're not someone who's always running their mouth. They know that when you speak, it's because you have something important to say. So how do you know when to stay silent and when to speak up? It comes down to this: speak when you can improve the silence. If your words can bring clarity, healing, or positive change, then by all means speak. But if your words are only going to add to the noise, to escalate the conflict, then silence is the better choice. Remember, your silence is not a sign of agreement. It's not an admission of guilt. It's a statement. It's you saying, I choose not to engage with negativity. I choose to maintain my peace. I choose to be the bigger person. Let's talk about the long-term effects of mastering this skill. Because make no mistake, it will change your life. When you learn to stay quiet after disrespect, you're developing emotional intelligence. You're learning to manage your reactions, to think before you act. And these skills, they're invaluable in every area of life. In your personal relationships, you'll find that conflicts de-escalate more quickly. You'll be able to have difficult conversations without them turning into arguments. You'll become known as the person who keeps their cool, who can be counted on to stay level-headed even in tense situations. In your professional life, this skill will set you apart. In a world where so many people are quick to react, your ability to stay calm and composed will be noticed. It will mark you as leadership material. Because true leaders, they're not the ones who shout the loudest. They're the ones who can stay calm under pressure, who can handle criticism with grace. But perhaps the most important change will be within yourself. As you practice staying quiet after disrespect, you'll find your self-confidence growing. You'll become more secure in who you are, because you'll realize that your worth isn't dependent on other people's opinions or actions. You'll understand that you don't need to defend yourself against every slight. You'll know deep in your bones that you are valuable, worthy, and strong regardless of how others treat you. And that realization, it's life-changing. It frees you from the need for constant external validation. It allows you to live your life on your own terms, unbothered by the opinions of those who don't truly know or understand you. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but isn't this just letting people get away with bad behavior? Shouldn't we call out disrespect when we see it? And you're right, there are times when disrespect needs to be addressed. But here's the thing, by choosing to stay quiet in the moment, you're giving yourself time. Time to process. Time to plan your response. Time to decide if a response is even necessary. Because sometimes the best way to address disrespect is not in the heat of the moment. It's later, when emotions have cooled and reason can prevail. Your initial silence doesn't mean you can't address the issue later. In fact, it often means you'll be able to address it more effectively. Think about it. When you respond immediately to disrespect, you're often reacting emotionally. You might say things you don't mean, or in a way that escalates the situation. But when you take that pause, when you give yourself that silent moment, you're able to respond thoughtfully, strategically. You're able to address the issue in a way that's more likely to lead to positive change. And here's another powerful aspect of choosing silence. It gives you the opportunity to practice forgiveness. Now, I'm not talking about letting people walk all over you. I'm talking about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. You see, when someone disrespects you, it's easy to hold on to that anger. It's easy to let it fester, to let it color your view of that person, or even your view of the world. But when you choose silence, when you choose not to react, you're also choosing to let go. You're choosing to not let that person's actions control your emotions. And in that choice, you find freedom. Because holding on to anger, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only hurts you. But when you can stay quiet, when you can let that disrespect wash over you without taking root, you're protecting your own peace. You're choosing your own happiness over the temporary satisfaction of retaliation. Now, I want to be clear, this doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean you necessarily trust that person again. But it does mean you're not carrying the weight of that disrespect with you. You're not letting it define your day, your week, your life. You're choosing to move forward, unburdened. And that choice is powerful. It's transformative. It's the kind of choice that changes not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Because when you can respond to disrespect with dignity and grace, you're setting an example. You're showing others a better way. Think about the ripple effects of your silence. When you choose not to escalate a situation, you're breaking a potential chain of negativity. That person who disrespected you, Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they're dealing with their own struggles. Your silence gives them the opportunity to reflect, to realize their mistake, to do better next time. And for those watching, you're teaching a powerful lesson. You're showing that it's possible to maintain your dignity even when others try to strip it away. You're demonstrating that true strength isn't about dominating others, but about mastering yourself. This is how change happens, not through grand gestures or loud proclamations, but consistent, quiet choices. Every time you choose silence over retaliation, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. A world where disagreements don't have to lead to conflict. A world where respect is the norm, not the exception. But here's the thing, this journey isn't always easy. There will be days when staying quiet feels impossible. There will be moments when the urge to lash out is overwhelming. And that's okay. You're human. You're not aiming for perfection. You're aiming for progress. On those difficult days, remember why you started this journey. Remember the peace you're cultivating, the strength you're building, the example you're setting. And most importantly, remember that every time you choose silence, you're choosing yourself. You're choosing your own growth, your own peace, your own path. Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. It's about taking control of your own life, your own reactions, your own destiny. It's about refusing to let others' actions dictate your behavior. It's about being the author of your own story. Not just the character reacting to what happens around you. And as you continue on this path, as you master the art of staying quiet after disrespect, you'll find that you're not just changing your reactions, you're changing your entire perspective. You'll start to see disrespect for what it often is, a cry for help, a sign of insecurity, a reflection of the other person's inner turmoil. And in that understanding, you'll find compassion. Not the kind of compassion that lets people walk all over you, but the kind that allows you to maintain your own peace even in the face of other storms. The kind of compassion that recognizes the humanity in everyone, even those who fail to treat you with the respect you deserve. This compassion, combined with your silence, becomes a powerful force for change. It disarms those who would disrespect you. It challenges their assumptions. It makes them question their own behavior in a way that angry words never could. And here's the beautiful thing as you walk this path. As you master this skill, you'll find that instances of disrespect become fewer and farther between, because you'll be radiating a quiet confidence, a serene strength that commands respect without demanding it. People will start to treat you differently, not because you're loud or aggressive, but because you've shown them a different way. You've shown them what true strength looks like. You've demonstrated the power of self-control, of choosing your reactions, of maintaining your dignity no matter what. And in doing so, you'll be changing not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. You'll be creating ripples of positive change that extend far beyond your immediate circle. You'll be contributing to a more respectful, more compassionate world. So I challenge you, the next time you face disrespect, choose silence. Choose to be the bigger person. Choose to break the cycle of negativity. It won't be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. Remember, your silence in the face of disrespect isn't weakness, it's strength in its purest form. It's you taking control of the situation, choosing your response, shaping your own destiny. It's you saying to the world, I am more than your words. I am more than your actions. I am in control of my own peace, my own happiness, my own life. And as you walk this path, as you master this skill, Know that you're not alone. There are others out there choosing silence, choosing dignity, choosing to be the change they want to see in the world. You're part of a quiet revolution, a movement towards a more respectful, more compassionate world. So stand tall, stay strong. And when disrespect comes your way, let your silence speak volumes. Let it be a testament to your strength, your dignity, your unshakable sense of self-worth. Because in that silence, in that moment of choosing not to react, you're not just maintaining your peace, you're changing the world. One quiet moment at a time. Your journey starts now. With every disrespectful word you don't return, with every negative action you don't reciprocate, you're building a better future for yourself, for those around you, for the world at large. It's a powerful choice, a transformative path. And it's available to you right now. So take that first step. Choose silence, choose strength, choose to be the change. Because of that choice, you'll find not just peace, not just respect, but a whole new way of being in the world, a way that's stronger, more resilient, more impactful than you ever imagined possible. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. And I believe in you. I believe in your strength, your dignity, your capacity for growth. So go forth. Face the world with quiet confidence and let your silence speak louder than words ever could. Your journey to a more respectful life, a more empowered life starts now. And it starts with silence. This silence, seemingly small and insignificant, is the seed from which great change grows. It's the foundation upon which you'll build a life of dignity, respect, and inner peace. As you embrace this silence, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception. The world around you might remain unchanged, but your experience of it transforms. What once felt like personal attacks now appear as mere ripples on the surface of your calm. The disrespectful words that used to cut deep now bounce off the armor of your self-assurance. This newfound perspective isn't about becoming numb or detached. It's about gaining clarity. In the quiet moments following disrespect, you'll find yourself able to see beyond the immediate situation. You'll recognize that the person showing disrespect is often grappling with their own insecurities, fears, or pain. This understanding doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to respond from a place of wisdom rather than reactivity. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting back to others the consequences of their actions. When met with your calm demeanor, many will feel the weight of their words more acutely than if you had responded in kind. Your quiet dignity forces them to confront their own behavior, often leading to self-reflection and potentially growth. You'll find your relationships evolving. Those who thrive on drama and conflict may initially be confused by your new approach. Some might even try harder to provoke a reaction from you. But as you stand firm in your silence, maintaining your composure, you'll notice a shift. The provocateurs will either change their behavior or naturally drift away from your life, making room for more positive connections in their place. You'll attract individuals who value depth, authenticity, and mutual respect. Your ability to maintain your cool in challenging situations will draw others who aspire to do the same. You'll find yourself surrounded by people who appreciate the power of thoughtful silence, who understand that strength isn't measured by volume or aggression, but by the ability to remain centered in the face of adversity. This shift in your social circle is just one of the many positive changes you'll experience. As you master the art of staying quiet after disrespect, you'll notice improvements in various aspects of your life. Your professional relationships will benefit from your newfound poise. Colleagues and superiors alike will come to rely on your steady presence in high-pressure situations. Your ability to keep your cool when others lose theirs will mark you as a natural leader, someone capable of guiding teams through turbulent times. In your personal life, you'll find that conflicts resolve more quickly and smoothly by refusing to engage in the back and forth of heated arguments. You create space for more productive conversations. Your partnerships, friendships, and family relationships will deepen as you model a more mature way of handling disagreements. But perhaps the most profound change will occur within yourself. As you consistently choose silence over retaliation, you'll develop an unshakable sense of self-worth. You'll no longer feel the need to defend yourself against every perceived slight because you'll know, deep in your core, that your value isn't determined by others' opinions or actions. This inner strength will become your anchor in life's storms. When faced with criticism, rejection, or failure, you'll find yourself able to maintain your equilibrium. Instead of being tossed about by external circumstances, you'll stand firm, rooted in your own self-assurance. Your emotional intelligence will skyrocket. The practice of pausing before reacting will spill over into other areas of your life. You'll become more attuned to your own emotions, able to recognize and manage them effectively. This heightened self-awareness will enhance your decision-making abilities, allowing you to navigate life's complexities with greater wisdom and clarity. As your emotional mastery grows, you'll find yourself becoming a source of stability for others, friends, family. And colleagues will turn to you for advice and support, drawn to your calm presence and thoughtful insights. Without even trying, you become a mentor and role model, showing others the power of emotional regulation and dignified silence. Your influence will extend beyond your immediate circle. In a world that often seems dominated by noise and reactivity, your quiet strength will stand out. You'll become a living example of a different way of being, a testament to the power of choosing one's responses rather than being at the mercy of one's reactions. This influence isn't about preaching or trying to change others directly. It's about living your truth so authentically that it naturally inspires those around you as you consistently respond to disrespect with dignity and grace. You'll plant seeds of change in unexpected places. The colleague who always lashed out in meetings might pause before speaking, remembering your composed example. The friend who thrived on drama might start to question whether there's a better way to handle conflicts. Your journey of silence will also lead you to a deeper understanding of communication. You'll realize that true communication isn't just about words spoken, but about energy exchanged in your silence. You'll learn to convey volumes without uttering a sound. A steady gaze, a slight smile, a calm demeanor, these become your tools for expressing boundaries, asserting your worth, and influencing situations. This nuanced understanding of communication will serve you well in all areas of life. In negotiations, you'll find power in the pause, using strategic silence to your advantage. In personal relationships, you become adept at reading between the lines, understanding the unspoken needs and fears that often drive behavior. Choose silence in the face of disrespect. You'll also develop a heightened sense of discernment. You'll become more selective about where you invest your energy, recognizing that not every situation requires your engagement. This discernment will help you focus on what truly matters, allowing you to direct your time and effort towards goals and relationships that align with your values. Your journey will also lead you to a deeper appreciation for the power of forgiveness. As you practice staying quiet after disrespect, you'll find it easier to let go of grudges and resentments. This doesn't mean you'll allow others to mistreat you, but rather that you'll free yourself from the burden of carrying anger and hurt. This capacity for forgiveness will lighten your emotional load, allowing you to move through life with greater ease and joy. You'll find yourself less bogged down by past hurts, more able to live fully in the present moment. This lightness of being will be evident to those around you, drawing others towards your positive energy. As you master the art of dignified silence, you'll also develop a deeper connection with yourself. The quiet moments following disrespect become opportunities for introspection and self-discovery. In these pauses, you'll learn to tune into your inner voice, to trust your intuition, to honor your own needs and boundaries. This self-connection becomes a wellspring of strength and wisdom. You'll find yourself making decisions that are truly aligned with your values and aspirations, rather than reacting to external pressures or expectations. This authentic way of living will bring a sense of peace and fulfillment that no amount of external validation could provide. Your journey of silence will also lead you to a greater appreciation for the power of words. When you do choose to speak, your words will carry more weight. You'll find yourself communicating with greater intention and impact, choosing your words carefully and using them to uplift, inspire, and create positive change. This mindful approach to communication will enhance all your interactions. In personal relationships, you'll express love and appreciation more meaningfully in professional settings. Your words will inspire confidence and motivate action. In difficult conversations, you'll navigate sensitive topics with tact and grace. As you continue on this path, you'll also develop a deeper sense of empathy. Your ability to stay calm in the face of disrespect will allow you to see beyond surface behaviors to the underlying human experience. You'll recognize that often those who show disrespect are acting from a place of pain or fear. This understanding won't excuse their behavior, but it will allow you to respond with compassion rather than anger. This growing empathy will enrich your life in countless ways. You'll form deeper, more authentic connections with others. You'll be better equipped to resolve conflicts and bridge differences. You'll contribute to creating a more compassionate society, understanding the world simply by how you move through your daily life. Your journey of silence will also lead you to a greater appreciation for the present moment. As you learn to pause before reacting, you'll become more attuned to the richness of each passing instant. You'll find beauty in unexpected places, joy in simple experiences, wisdom in everyday encounters. This presence will infuse your life with a sense of vitality and purpose. You'll feel more alive, more connected to the world around you. This heightened awareness will guide you towards choices and experiences that truly resonate with your authentic self. As you master the art of staying quiet after disrespect, you'll also develop a powerful sense of personal boundaries. You'll learn that you don't need to engage with every provocation, that you have the right to choose your battles. This understanding will free you from the exhausting cycle of reacting to every perceived slight. These clear boundaries will serve as a protective force field around your peace of mind. You'll find yourself less affected by others' negativity, more able to maintain your own positive state, regardless of external circumstances. This emotional resilience will be one of the most valuable skills you develop on your journey. Your path of dignified silence will also lead you to a deeper understanding of personal power. You'll recognize that true power doesn't come from controlling others or dominating situations. but from mastering yourself. Your ability to choose your response in challenging moments becomes a source of immense strength. This inner power will radiate outwards, influencing every aspect of your life. You'll approach challenges with confidence, knowing that you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. This self-assurance will open doors to new opportunities and experiences, as you'll be more willing to step out of your comfort zone and take calculated risks. Choose silence over retaliation. You'll also develop a greater capacity for joy and contentment by freeing yourself from the need to defend against every perceived attack. You create space for more positive emotions. You'll find yourself able to appreciate life's blessings more fully, to find happiness in small moments, to maintain a sense of inner peace even in turbulent times. This growing sense of joy will be contagious, uplifting those around you without even trying. You'll become a source of positivity in your environment, inspiring others to cultivate their own inner peace.